To this day, he speaks his own weird language, a tongue no expert has ever been able to trace. Over there, in General Franco's half of the Basque country, this language is quite literally against the law. It's treason to speak it in Spain, so of course, since Basques will be Basques, their language is spoken just a little bit more on the Spanish side. What we're hearing now isn't part of some Basque conversation. It isn't a war whoop. It's a sort of call, a signal sung from France to Spain. It has to do with pigeons. There they are. Believe it or not, those pigeons are flying directly over the regular smuggling route. They do it every year. Every day, more than 1,000 people smuggle something or other across this border. I don't know how many pigeons there are up there, but I can assure you that smuggling is the biggest industry in these parts, except during the pigeon season. These are German and English pigeons, very orderly and methodical pigeons, and they turn up annually at this border, just at this time, just here, where the Basques on both sides, working in perfectly illegal and harmonious cooperation, catch them. Catch is the right word, too, because here pigeons aren't shot at. The rifle fire is only a sound effect, produced by that long strip of cloth on the pole. This saves ammunition and persuades the impressionable German pigeon that he is being shot at. Those wooden discs, suggesting at the same time that he's being chivied by hawks. But in fact, he and the rest of his flock are only being rounded up and corralled. A maneuver of the highest intricacy and beauty that begins in France and ends in Spain, where the birds are netted out of the sky like fish. That's a Basque invention. So is whaling. Yes, the fantastic notion that the world's biggest creature could be hunted and harpooned from an open boat was actually dreamed up by the Basque sailors on this coast. Let's not forget the beret, either. Every Basque invents the beret all over again when he puts it on. There seems to be no end to the angles, no limit to the variations of individual tilt. Well, we brought our cameras up to this little Basque village high in the mountains where only Basque is spoken. Who should we run into but our friend here, who's just as much an American as a Basque. How many years did you live in America?
23 years.
23 years. What part of the United States?
Colorado. Montrose, Colorado.
Montrose, Colorado. You liked it there?
Yes.
You speak very good English. And now you speak Basque and French, too? What else?
I used to speak better when I was over there. I'm forgetting now.
You're forgetting. How long have you been here?
15 months.
15 months. You think you'd go back again?
Yeah, I believe someday.
Right.
I hope.
Well, there's, of course, an explanation for your speaking such good American. People don't realize, I think, that the Basques, who are great sheep herders, and you began as a sheep herder, isn't that right, are in great demand all over the world, and in many countries there's special quotas for Basques, particularly in America. Now tell us, what do you miss over here that you had over there?
I wasn't missing anything, but just in this country, that's all.
And tell me, when you're here, what do you miss from Colorado?
I miss everything I had over there.
That's good. When you went to America, you began as a sheep herder, is that right? And most of the people do come from this country, is that right?
Yes.
They're sheep herders. They know a lot about it here.
That's about all they do.
Yes.
Over the first few years, anyway.
And afterwards, what did you do?
Some of them just changed their job. First few years, they herd sheep.
And you, what did you do?
I herd sheep all the time.
And then afterwards?
Afterwards, I run some of my own.
You run some of your own?
Yes.
But you stayed in America and got into other lines of work, didn't you? Didn't you tell me you were a truck driver?
Well, I had the truck. I had my own, too.
Oh, your own truck? Up to yes.
Yes.
So you used to get into town a good deal. So doing something for television like this isn't new to you. You've seen television.
Oh, yeah, I saw them all.
What did you see in television?
Oh, I saw a lot of different things.
What did you like?
Oh, I like stock best.
Yeah.
Then I don't care much about the rest.
No, I can understand that. And why did you come back here?
I came back to see my folks, and I like it so much.
Yeah.
My hometown, so...
What? Why'd you come back?
See my folks, and then I liked my hometown so much, so I stopped here, and I stay here about a year now. No, 15 months here.
Are you glad you came back?
Yes.
It's nice country here, too, isn't it? Oh, it's beautiful country. Now, why have you been staying here this long?
Because I got married.
You got married?
I did.
You did? To a girl here?
Yes.
Well, we'd love to meet her, could we? Is she around here somewhere?
She's here.
Would you ask her to come here?
No, this is not right. This is my wife.
I'm very glad to meet you.
Jusqu'à.
Enchanté. Vous parlez français?
Oui, monsieur.
Oui. Et basque aussi?
Can you speak Basque?
I wish I could speak Basque. It's very difficult for us to learn it.
It is.
Did you just meet her now when you came back?
No,
Your
I
wife?
know her before.
You knew her before?
Yes, I did.
You mean all those years before you came?
But I was here 2 years ago, so I know her and went back and came back.
Maybe that's why you came back, is it?
Yes, I did.
It?
Part of it. That's part of it, is it? Part of it.
Are you going to bring her to America if you go back again?
Someday.
Yeah. Ask her if she'd like to come to America. Would you?
I'm not going to do anything.
What?
He said yes.
She says yes.
Perantu.
That's yes in Basque?
That's it.
Is that what it means? All right. And tell me this. Of all the girls you met in America, it's funny you lived all those years and never got married in America.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't have intention to get married then.
Yeah?
When I saw her, well,
Yeah, it changed everything.
Then I got ambitious.
You got ambitious. Would she like to go to America because she'd like to be with you or because she's curious to see what it's like?
Oh, she'd like to see the country.
Yeah, sure. But then you'll come back here and stay, won't you? Is she from the village here, from the town?
Yeah, I did. This house.
Yes. This house, right next to us? This house. It's very nice.
That's where we live.
Good for you, and so nice. Enchanté.
Before another year, I'll be back probably over there.
Good. You will?
I think so.
You'll be in Colorado?
I'll be back in Colorado for another year.
Well, good enough.
I might meet you over there.
Good enough. Bye-bye. Here we are in the Wurtenbacher's garden, and this is Chris Wurtenbacher, and here's his mother, Lael, who, under the name of Lael Tucker, wrote Lament for Four Virgins, that great bestseller. What are you laughing about? That's your mother's book. And Festival, wasn't that the last, Lael?
That was the last
That's
one.
right. Well, Chris.
Yeah.
You're practically a Basque, aren't you?
Well, nearly.
Nearly. How long have you been here in the Basque country?
7 years.
7 years. But you have been to school in America, haven't you,
Yes.
for a while, so you can tell the difference between a Basque school and
Yeah.
and an American one. Which do you prefer? Going to school in France or in
In
back
America.
home? Why, because you learn more?
No, it's easier.
Yes, well, we do think, don't you agree, Lael, that there is a theory that education and, indeed, childhood should be associated with fun in America, which isn't shared in Europe.
Here, frankly, I think they get a better education, Orson.
In this tiny village?
In this tiny village, they get the standard...
Better than... Now, Chris went to school, didn't he, a couple of years ago, or for a couple of years, in America.
He went to school for 2 years in America, and he loved it, but I'm afraid the reason he loved it particularly was because it was so much easier. They were grand. During the war, during the occupation, during all periods of trouble, the women were superb.
Yeah.
Mademoiselle Maggie.
Oh, I know her. She
You know
runs
her.
that little restaurant.
That lovely little old maid up
By
on
the border. That's a little restaurant just by the Spanish border. And she's a marvelous old gal. And it's a pretty good restaurant, too.
It's a good restaurant. During the war, the Germans knew it was a good restaurant, too, and they came to eat. In the meantime...
In their great numbers.
In their great... Lots of them.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, Mademoiselle Maggie was hiding aviators and refugees...
In great numbers.
In great numbers.
In the cellar.
Take them across, let them get across
And
the river.
entertaining the Germans up above. I remember I saw the guest book of this restaurant. It was filled with the names of German...
Hauptmann,
and all that and so
all
on.
that.
They'd all been scratched out by the old lady on the day of liberation, wasn't it? With great
very
fierce
day.
strokes of the pencil.
Took
That's
a
right.
pencil and...
Well, she was very brave about that, and the ladies are brave. But I'd like to speak a word now, if I may, in behalf of the bravery of the Basque men. Here's a friend of mine called Gabriel Lamarck. Notice the steel teeth. His real ones were knocked out by the Germans. Here's his son, Jean-Pierre. Nice boy. When Jean-Pierre was this age, that's his photo, the Germans made him prisoner. Kept him for days, torturing him, telling him his father was dead. They tried everything. What they wanted, of course, was names and facts. Little Jean-Pierre knew the facts and the names, but he didn't give up so much as an initial. Basques don't talk. Oh, by the way, Monsieur Lamarck would like his boy to spend a year in some English or American home. Maybe a boy of the same age could come and stay with the Lamarcks. Nice people.